Hey, what's up everyone? It's Justin here and welcome to my top 5 features of the Sony Xperia Z3. So I have had a couple days with this device now and I thought I would point out my top 5 features that I have noticed so far. And like I've done before, I'll try to avoid the obvious ones and instead try to find things that are unique and specific to this device. So without further ado, let's get started with the first feature. So the first thing I would like to talk about is the design, and of course this is always going to be based on personal preference, but you take a look at the Xperia Z3, especially in the black color, and it looks extremely sleek. It has a classy black finish to it, an all glass front and back. They have kept it very plain and simple without any textures along the back and just the camera located on the top corner, but aside from that you just have the Sony logo and it is just a huge slab of glass. And on the front, once again, you will notice a very classy look to it, and they have in general just kept the look and design of this device very simple and symmetrical. And personally, I don't know about you guys, but I think this device looks really nice. Though with the glass finish, it will without a doubt be a fingerprint magnet. The smooth look of the Z3 also continues throughout the sides, where it has a very simple and seamless look to it, especially on the top and bottoms. The power button is rather small and located right in the middle, and that will definitely take some time to get used to, and also the fact that it comes in at just 7.3 millimeters thick and weighs in at 152 grams makes it very comfortable to hold in the hand. The second top feature is probably one of my favorites, and I actually outlined this in a separate video, and if you haven't checked that out, I will leave a link down in the description, and that is the ability for remote play. This is a feature that is exclusive to certain Sony Xperia devices, and sure enough, it allows you to connect your PS4 with your device and even connect a DualShock 4 controller to your Xperia device and play your PlayStation 4 wirelessly. They've also made a custom stand for it that enhances the gaming experience and allows you to mount the Xperia Z3 on top of the controller, but in general, if you get it to work properly, it is a very nice experience to be able to play your games on a mobile device. Moving on to the third feature, this is one of the things that I don't know why every phone manufacturer hasn't done yet, and that is front-facing speakers. And it definitely makes logical sense. There is a high likelihood that you will be looking at your display when consuming media, in which the speakers logically should be placed on the front and having the sound propelled towards you. And with having one speaker on each side, it makes for a very nice stereo audio experience, especially when you're consuming media, so props to Sony for that. And now I'd just like to give you a quick representation on the sound. Don't mind the terrible music, as it was the one that was preloaded on the phone. Another way that Sony has kind of tried to separate themselves from the competition is through the durability, and we did see this in past Sony Xperia Z line devices. This device is IP68 certified, which makes it dust-proof and water-resistant over 1 meter and 30 minutes. As you may know, the Samsung Galaxy S5 is IP67 rated, and Samsung claims it to be water-resistant, but Sony calls it waterproof. And of course, after dunking it in water, taking out, drying it up, the device functions as normal. But with the waterproof does come a few small disadvantages, and that is the fact that there will be port covers to seal the components from getting water inside of it. The micro USB port is covered, so you will have to flip up the little latch every time you want to access that, as well as the micro SIM and SD card slot. I found it pretty easy to open and close, but for some people it may be a bigger disadvantage than others, depending on how often you will take advantage of the waterproof feature. The last feature I would like to touch on is the battery life. Sony does claim that this features a 2-day battery life, and that is a pretty big claim to make. Typically on mobile devices nowadays, we are pretty satisfied with anywhere from 8 to 10 hours of use. The Sony Xperia Z3 features a 3100 mAh battery that is unfortunately non-removable with its construction, but I have to say it was a very impressive performance in terms of the battery life. I was actually quite surprised by it. I was easily able to get through 2 days, and from even taking it out from quite heavy uses over the day to do my camera test, I came back and found the battery only to be down by about 8%. As with many manufacturers trying to take their own approaches to optimizing the battery, Sony has their share of their own as well. There's the stamina mode, as well as the ultra stamina mode, low battery mode, and location-based Wi-Fi. In many ways that you're able to conserve your battery and use it to the max, kind of like the ultra power saving mode we saw on Samsung's. But I thought it was worth bringing up that the battery was impressive on the Sony Xperia Z3. But that is pretty much it for my top 5 features of the Sony Xperia Z3, and as always, I'm open to hearing your comments down in the comments section if you have any other suggestions for great features on the Xperia Z3. If you enjoyed this video, also hit that like button as it helps out the channel a bunch, and subscribe for some future videos as a full review for the Z3 is coming up very soon, and I'll see you all in the next one.